March. Meanwhile, the big story, of course, Afghanistan. President Biden has bowed to the Taliban. He announced yesterday he will not extend the August 31st deadline to get Americans out of Afghanistan. U.S. troops have already begun to leave as the Taliban has blocked access to the Kabul airport for Afghans. Afghan allies remain trapped behind enemy lines, and they are turning to alternative channels for help. Many senators and congressmen that we've spoken with have actually been talking with various Afghan partners to try to help them out. Joining me right now is Ohio Congressman. He is the Intelligence and Armed Services Committee member, and he is in D.C. this morning. Congressman, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks very much for being here. Assess the situation, Mike, as you see it.
Well, I sit, as you said, on the Intelligence and Armed Services Committee. On Monday, we had a briefing from the intelligence community, and I can tell you what was clear from their presentation is that this is not a failure of intelligence. This is a failure of leadership, and that's a bipartisan assessment from all the members who received their briefing. Yesterday, of course, we got a briefing from Secretary Blinken, Secretary of Defense Austin, and General Milley, and we basically heard what we've all been very concerned about. Not only do they not have a plan, they still don't have a plan. They are running this ad hoc. Secretary Blinken keeps trying to say this was not foreseeable. It was completely foreseeable in the manner in which they've done this. They've created this crisis, and this is very concerning. As this unfolds, America is in grave danger, as are our partners in Afghanistan, and I think everyone has a significant amount of concern.
This is very concerning, certainly to us as well. Why are they so married to this idea of pulling out and cutting and running by August 31st? What is the motivation in your view?
I'm not certain, but it certainly is going to be the end result of failure. I keep hearkening back to Senator McCain's speech on the Senate floor where he opposed Secretary of State Blinken's appointment previously to the State Department. He laid out basically just a failure of policy principles, having a date certain of withdrawal, abandoning allies, almost Orwellianly redefining what success is. When you hear coming out of the White House, I mean, the president stood at the podium and told the United States and the world that al-Qaeda was not there. And of course, we know he was contradicted very quickly after that by the Department of Defense, telling us what we all already know is that ISIS and al-Qaeda have continued to operate in the area, and that by leaving Afghanistan, it is going to emerge as a new area that we have to have concerns of attacks on our homeland.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people told me this weekend that they think that this is going to be the, once again, haven for terrorists. I'm wondering if Pakistan and Iran will also try to fill the vacuum here. Is this going to be the place where terrorists go and live?
Well, we know terrorists are already there. The thing is that, as you just said, they'll grow, and that threat will continue to grow. The president has said, and his administration has said, they're going to do counterterrorism over the horizon. There really is no ability to do this over horizon. What we were doing there was to secure this space, to make certain that the United States was attacked, that our allies were not attacked, and to make certain that Afghanistan was a place that was safe for Afghanis. Now, with the Taliban taking control, al-Qaeda and ISIS will thrive. All of the assessments that we see will only mean that this is going to continue to increase as a threat to the United States, which is what we were averting by our presence there, and of course what Donald Trump's plan of a negotiated withdrawal would have accomplished.
Well, I mean, Congressman, look, we're also looking at these pictures of the Taliban with our weaponry. The Taliban seizing billions of dollars worth of American weapons since taking over. The Pentagon says it's unsure of the exact amount of inventory that they now have. There are pictures all over the internet of Taliban fighters in Humvees, near Black Hawk helicopters, putting their Taliban flag on top of U.S. sophisticated equipment. Your reaction?
It's just appalling. And I do believe, in this instance, I actually do believe the White House in their level of incompetence that they can't tell you how many Americans are there. They can't tell you how many Afghans that they need to get out. They can't tell you what type of equipment they're leaving behind or whose hands that equipment's being left in. Clearly, this exit, not only was it hasty, as Biden said we weren't going to run for the exits, and in fact he ran for the exits in the middle of the night. This was done without any preparation. They are abandoning what we have there. They're abandoning our people. They're abandoning the Afghans, and they're abandoning billions of dollars that have been invested in trying to stabilize Afghanistan, make it safe for the United States, and then, of course, an unbelievable amount of equipment that is lethal.
I mean, look, Joe Biden's ratings are plummeting. The American people are recognizing this massive blunder has long-term consequences. Talk a bit about those long-term consequences, Congressman. And when you look at the president making these decisions and people calling for his team to resign, him to admit the mistakes, I mean, the alternative in terms of commander-in-chief is Kamala Harris. Does she have a handle on any of this?
Oh, no. She'll just have a laughing fit to tell us how none of this is happening. You know, the problem with the president, you can sense it in almost every comment that he makes. It's not just that he has no sense of empathy for those who are being hurt by this, the Americans, our national security, our relationship with our allies, the Afghan people themselves. But he also seems to have no American pride, no pride in what is the damage that's occurring to the United States and our relationships. Considering how he cares so little of what's happening to the Afghans who supported us, I would be very nervous if I was in Ukraine right now and looking to the United States to protect us from Russia. Certainly the Ukrainian people have the support here in Congress, but I don't know that who this president supports. And the moment that you get a president who doesn't have pride in our nation and our national security, doesn't have empathy for those who are allies, you begin to see our foreign policy crumble.
Well, it seems like he supports China and the Chinese Communist Party. I haven't seen any teeth on any policy to hold the Chinese Communist Party accountable. And there were tweets the other day from the Global Times, which is the mouthpiece for the CCP, which said Taiwan should be watching all of this, in essence saying the U.S. wasn't there. They're not going to be there for Taiwan. So obviously the idea of the CCP invading Taiwan is front and center as well. Is this the moment to do so with weak leadership in the U.S.?
Well, I think it certainly is a very troubling time for Taiwan, and I think other areas also where the United States has relationships. The concern here is you get this topsy-turvy policy that comes out of an administration like the Biden administration, where our allies worry and our adversaries are comforted. Whether you're Iran, whether you're Russia, whether you're China, you're feeling pretty strong right now, and you're feeling as if you've got the support of this administration for all your adventuresomeness, for anything that you might want to undertake, where our allies feel like they don't have support and feel nervous that the United States is not going to be there and that the president might not even care.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty extraordinary that they don't have the accounting of the weaponry and they don't have an accounting of the number of Americans on the ground. I mean, how's that possible?
Well, and it's not as if he didn't know he was doing this. I mean, he told us he was going to do it. He told the world he was going to do it. He told the Afghanis, he told the Taliban he was going to do it. And it's as if he never gave the assignment to anybody to actually begin packing up, do an inventory, contact the people that need to be moved, coordinate with the military, coordinate with the State Department. It's as if he just announced it and then just sat in the White House and watched all this unfold with devastating and deadly consequences.
And by the way, you and your colleagues came home early from vacation to vote on these spending packages. Let me just underline something within these massive spending programs and the Biden budget, which is really the Bernie Sanders budget. There's no increase in defense spending. OK, you've got an increase of 1.7%, I believe, but inflation is running at 5.4%. So that's actually a decline in defense spending. Has this massive blunder done anything to change anybody's minds, in fact, of increasing spending on defense as our adversaries are rising and we've got a hostage situation potentially on our hands?
Well, Maria, you just characterized it wonderfully there, and that is, our adversaries are rising. If you look at the investment that's happening in China, both in their nuclear weapons programs, their shipbuilding, their air. If you look at what's happening in Russia with the expansion of their nuclear weapons, their adventuresomeness, the new weaponry that they're fielding, this is a time to be investing. But this administration, following on the Obama administration, views our military as a provocative force, not as a deterrence, not as national security or world security, and so they don't see it as a priority.
It's unbelievable. Meanwhile, you've got Bloomberg reporting Wall Street and China reviving talks in the hunt for common ground. Wall Street, obviously, the lobbyists for the CCP, and finding common ground even as China breaks all the rules and doesn't keep any promises and is a bad actor on the global stage. Congressman, we're going to keep a spotlight on all of this, and we hope you'll be there to talk with us throughout the way. Thanks very much for joining me this morning.
Thank you, Maria.